We're on a little delay, yeah.
Yeah, it was a good thought. Okay, minute approval from the February 1st meeting. I went through it, didn't have any comments.
No, I saw them and they looked
Okay.
correct.
I'll make a motion to approve.
Second.
PJ?
Yes.
John?
Yes?
Mike?
Yes. Okay, schedule reports, Chief Phillips.
Good evening. 2020 call stats. Total calls, we had 835 calls. Fire calls, there was 347. EMS calls was 488. Mutual aid given was 189. Mutual aid received was 62. Total patients was 526. Total transports was 329. Total non-transports was 191. Total transfer to other agencies, 6. And our back-to-back calls for the year was 76, which is roughly 20.36% of our calls.
Okay.
This year, in January, we had 62 calls. Last year, in January, we had 74. We're down 12 calls, a little less this year so far. And our back-to-back calls for January are six of them, which is 19.35%.
Can you provide Nancy with a copy of that report so we can attach it to the minutes?
Sure.
I think we're going to start doing that going forward.
I'll type it up and make it a little more official then.
Okay.
Even if you just do bullet points, that's fine.
Okay. I'll email it to you tomorrow.
Yes.
That's it for me.
Okay. PJ?
Let's see, we've got a few rentals coming up at Adam Hall, believe it or not, which is good news. And we're changing oil, water filters and everything else up there, trying to get this up. It's been sitting unused, and well, the recurring problems we've had with the water there, we're trying to get that addressed too. You know, the only uses we've had up there has been the blood drive. So these are actual renters now that are coming in, and you know, the guys and I are on that. We need to run the system more is what we need to do. It's been sitting still too often, which is not what it's designed to do. So, the other thing is, just for you too, John, we're going to do, I've got a commitment, soft commitment, but it's a good one, for Memorial Day speaker, and I said, well, if we're going to have one. And we've been talking about it some lately, and I kind of think we should. Got to get back to normal at some point. I mean, we can socially distance out here. You've seen what this event looks like. Probably can't do the museum, or maybe shouldn't do the museum.
Yeah, I'd say probably not.
But I don't see any reason why we can't go back to honoring our vets like we should.
Yeah, I think that's we should, and it's you know, we've got the social distancing down. It's far enough off that a lot of more, hopefully most if not everybody will be vaccinated by then. So,
well, I think we're over the COVID terror they were throwing at us last spring.
Right.
There's another thing too. But yeah, I think we should be all systems go on this.
Okay.
You know, we did move into Adam Hall because we had that storm that they forecasted days out, and it actually hit right as we were in Adam Hall. But I think maybe we should probably try to keep this outside, and just maybe if we have to do a last minute Adam Hall setup, do it that way. We had, I'm going to say, well over 100 people in that building, didn't we?
yeah. So, yeah, I wouldn't even try the Adam Hall thing if.
Unless something crazy happens at the end, and it looks like that's the only way to go.
Yeah.
Yeah. And we'll omit the museum, because you aren't going to get more than 15 people in there. probably, you know, because by the time you fit the tables and you got this little walk.
Yeah, well, ingress, egress in that
Yeah,
would
it's
be.
not gonna work.
in there.
And I see on the agenda tonight too, we have roadside cleanup day and things like that, so good to see we're getting back to somewhat normal here.
Right, Nancy, you wanna address, why we have it on now and what you were doing?
Yeah, well, the Geauga Trumbull Solid Waste Management was offering a grant again for the scrap tires, and the application was due, so I spoke with Emmerich, and together we kind of figured these are good dates. The scrap tire, the roadside pickup, that's always done right around Earth Day, because it has, I don't know, something to do with Earth Day.
I don't know
Yeah.
why we.
Cleaning up the earth problem.
Yeah, so, yeah.
I'm just guessing.
Yeah, and our tire, our trash day at Adam Hall, that's always the first week?
First Saturday in June.
First Saturday in June, and then the seniors,
So we
Emmerich's already made all
basically
the.
just got the dates we would normally have
Yeah.
put in play.
Yes, but that's why we're picking them,
Okay,
just kind of making them official.
Alright, so we'll get back on the Memorial Day track, we'll pull
Okay.
out all the stuff we did 2 years ago and try to do it over, so. Okay, good, we gotta get hold of our new neighbor over here then too.
let's just read these into the minutes that, roadside litter pickup event will be Saturday, April 24th. Resident large item trash off event will be Saturday the 5th, June 5th. And senior resident large pickup event, Thursday and Friday, June 3rd and 4th.
Okay. And that will be, as we move closer to that, we'll make it clear that the county is gonna do the scheduling for the senior pickups. So. I guess the other thing, I don't, is it on the, it's not on the agenda, so I'll mention it, but you know, we put out the, appeal for residents to kind of help us put together some type of internet assessment or plan going forward, and we've got quite a few resumes coming in already, and these are some people involved with the school, some local businessmen, some people that are in the industry, so just keep up with that. When do we meet? March 1st? I'd kind of like to do those appointments, or whatever you call it, on the 1st. I think we said we'd take applications through February. So, I think we've loosely come up with a plan for how to do this, and we discussed it, I think, at a previous meeting.
Yeah.
You know, we'll assess what we have here, we'll assess some of the bit players we have in the township, and then we'll move into any future or outside parties that can serve the township, and kind of break it off, and because you'll be having to pull out correspondence between all these for the last whatever's relevant, couple of years maybe.
Yeah, that's standard.
So,
And just get whatever we've got on it, so
but other than
they know where
that,
we left off and who the players are and what we've done so far.
yeah, other than that, I don't see a whole lot of township. I don't see this board as running any part of these meetings. I want these guys. We want these people to.
Right, we want them
Direct
to
this,
run
yes.
the project. And
Yeah. So, and just Nancy, just keep us posted on applications as they come in, and so far so good. I think this has a chance that at least we can learn something here. So that's it.
Okay, Fred?
Not much for you guys. I've got a payment listing report. Listing payments 6274 through 6289, totaling $16,703.31.
Okay.
Okay, you got that down here, legal business.
Okay. All right, we'll go into old business. We got resolution 2021-04 of convenience necessity for the improvement of various roads in Auburn Township, Bartholomew Road and Auburn Glen Drive. I requested some additional information, which I've received. I'm still of the opinion that that would take us up about $250,000 for the addition of those roads. And Fred, you can confirm that we don't have that much in the slush fund for adding roads.
Yeah, we're, I took a look at, let me break this down here. I took a look at our total available resources in the 4 funds that make up the funds available for road and bridge projects. And operating budget too, that includes salary and everything. We've got a little over $2 million in available resources. That includes our revenue from this year and what would be left over from last year. We've already appropriated $1.77 million of that money to operations and projects and other expenses within those funds. If we do move forward with those 2 projects, we're looking at Bartholomew Road Section C coming in at around $180,000, and Auburn Glen coming in at $85,000, so $260,000. Yeah, that's gonna put us over about $85,000. We'd be in the red going into 22. And Emmerich did mention that there would be some savings because we'd be doing those 2 projects at the same time as we're on Bartholomew Road. But he'd have to explain to you more what those exact numbers were. I think they're around 10 grand, but I don't have a finger point on that one.
Okay.
So the bottom line is, we really don't have the funds. I wouldn't be able to certify that we would have the funds available.
Okay.
Yeah, I can't, I think there's gonna be some uncertainty to asphalt costs this year too, with oil, especially coming out of last week. And it's not gonna be, well, when I say uncertainty, it's gonna cost more, so. And we've had that before too, we've had a spike in oil costs that have trickled down into AC and road projects there. I can't see commitment going over.
You want to address anything additional on that, John?
Yes, the numbers are what they are. You have to realize these are engineer estimates. That's all I say. So, historically, they're high. But hey, if you guys don't feel comfortable, you don't feel comfortable.
Okay, based on that, do we just want to say the resolution never became...
Say the resolution failed for lack of a motion.
Okay, there you go. All right, just put that on the record then, if you would. And then second old business, the bond financing. Were you able to get any additional information on that company or on any bond refinancing that's been done within the...
Yeah, I reached out to all the fiscal officers in Geauga County to see if they have any work done with that company. None of them were familiar with that company in particular. Jan Sugarman did let me know that they worked with a different company in Bainbridge for a project, and that I think that was an addition or something with the service center there, but she said that that saved them quite a bit of money when they did their refinancing. So, I mean, in my opinion, I think it's worth it for the proposed savings over the long term. Interest rates are at historic lows right now, they're in the basement. So if we could get refinanced, again, you know, they're looking at quite a huge savings over the long term. And I think it was, I don't have the numbers right here in front of me, but over $800,000 would be saved over the life.
Do you feel
of this.
comfortable working with the company that, they do seem pretty large, and it's not like they're
Yeah,
some
they,
private operation.
you know, they've worked with Berkshire and they've, you know, worked with, they're a known company. I mean, the name is known out there for public financing.
Okay,
It would be, you know, I would say either that or we reach out to the company that Bainbridge worked with. I don't know that there's gonna be that big of a difference, honestly.
okay. Well, you wanna take an action to contact them just to see what they have to say? So
Yeah,
I think it's something, you know, we should get moving on, because like I said, we don't know.
yeah, I don't think that we need to wait much longer, and I think we should get it going if we're gonna go down that road. Let's start. I'll get some information on it, and I don't know if we need to go through a whole presentation, but I'll try to get some information and see,
Yeah, if you can compare the information,
yeah.
and if you see if there's something that we'd be better off with one over the other, you can make a recommendation.
Yeah,
I think we'll try to,
yeah, and I think we owe it to the residents to put that out there to more than just one finance company.
okay, all right, good. Okay. All right, new business, we have some proposed zoning amendments. And I see they're broken into 3 groups. And I've gone through all the changes, and it's just a series of small changes, clarifications and definitions, just things that they've been working on for now, probably 3 years.
Yeah.
And so we at least want to get all these portions updated and then start getting the process moving. And then, you know, I didn't see anything in there that I disagreed with.
Yeah, I don't have the text with me tonight, so if you could briefly, where it refers to a couple of definition examples there.
Yeah, just get some examples of what the changes are. Changing, and this is Article 1 under the purpose and scope. Originally it said to provide regulations that advance balanced and orderly growth and development in the township, as well as preserve sensitive and environmental resources. And they added in order to maintain the semi-rural characteristic of the township. And then an additional line to promote and protect the health, safety, morals, and general welfare. This section, again, under agriculture, buildings or structures incident to the use of land for agricultural purposes on lots greater than 1 acre, but not greater than 5 acres, shall have the same setbacks for principal buildings for zoning district in which located, a maximum height of 23 pursuant to Ohio Revised Code Section 51921B. On lots greater than 5 acres in area, no regulations apply to agriculture, buildings, or structures, and dairying and animal and poultry husbandry.
Most of this is to get us in compliance with the Ohio Revised Code. It's some
Yeah, it's just nomenclature to bring us up, so we're,
Yes, these are decisions that have been made over the years and our books don't reflect them yet. Doesn't reflect them
I think the other thing is to bring our footprint calculation for a house or a building into compliance with the county, how they calculate it, so it's not that crazy calculation we used to have, or we currently have. And I think that's a great idea.
Yes. Okay.
let me see if I can find that, that was a,
That might be the third one, I think it might be.
that's the first time, so it's way, it's
Yeah, another one was updating the definition or updating the term adult and group family homes to licensed residential
Yeah, that's
facilities.
true, yeah.
That's per the revised code. And then there was, Jane made some notes here, just adding and updating some other needed definitions.
Right. And one of the key things on the square footage was that previously in the square footage of the house, it took away closets and foyers, staircase, and that totally deviates from the county formula saying, okay, you take the outside walls, and this is how much your square footage is, so.
Well, and it makes it.
It just makes it so, it makes a lot more sense.
For anybody that's coming in and building a house to do those calculations, to go back and subtract all that space.
Yeah, that's,
Well, do you want to make a motion for amendment 2020-1 that we're going to initiate?
okay.
We have to do them one at a time.
All right, do we have the motions, Fred? Read those out.
Yeah, I've got the different resolutions here. I'll go ahead and read these. Move for the adoption of the following resolution, that an amendment to the Auburn Township zoning resolution identified as Auburn AUB 2021-01, consisting of 28 pages marked Exhibit A and attached hereto and incorporated herein, so fully rewritten, be hereby initiated by the Auburn Township Board of Trustees this 17th day of February 2021.
Okay, so moved.
Second.
John?
Yes.
PJ?
Yes.
Mike?
Yes.
Okay. For the second one, it's going to sound very similar. Following resolution that an amendment to the Auburn Township zoning resolution identified as number AUB 2021-02, consisting of 23 pages marked Exhibit A and attached hereto and incorporated herein, is though fully rewritten, be hereby initiated by the Auburn Township Board of Trustees this 17th day of February 2021.
Again, so moved.
Yeah, I'll second.
Okay.
Should have memorized that.
You vote.
Now we have a third one.
You vote.
Vote on the second one.
Oh, I'm sorry.
You have to do everything.
I know. And you keep me in line. John?
Yes.
PJ?
Yes.
Mike?
Yes.
Okay. All right, now on to the third one. the following resolution, that an amendment to the Auburn Township zoning resolution identified as number AUB 2021-03, consisting of 21 pages, marked Exhibit A and attached hereto, and incorporated herein as though fully rewritten, be hereby initiated by the Auburn Township Board of Trustees this 17th day of February 2021.
So moved.
Second.
John,
Yes?
PJ,
Yes.
Mike.
Yes.
Okay, these are gonna be considered by the planning commission now that they've been initiated here. And then I believe zoning commission will hold a public hearing on each, and we're gonna treat them all separately, because that's how we did them here. We've just kinda started the clock on this, and now it's where it's gonna be heard county at the county, or considered at the county and heard here a couple times.
Okay. All right, that takes us to public comment. Yes.
The usual, couple of warrants. One for Perso, and we've had those before, I just don't know what it is. So it was 6284 for $1,584 and change, and then followed by 6285, a tile installation perhaps, and 6289 industrial connections.
Well, let's start with the Perso
The Perso,
one was,
yeah.
it was the balance that we owed after insurance covered our legal fees in Mara versus Auburn Township.
Okay, so
And-
it was legal,
Correct.
okay, cool, okay.
Deductible.
I should have known that.
Industrial connections, that was for some electrical supplies to repair some electrical issues with one of the service garage trucks.
Okay.
And what was the third one?
The third one was 6285, was 6860, it's a tile, our deal.
RG tile.
Yes, there was,
Installation?
flooring was replaced at the road garage. Carpeting was
Okay.
replaced.
Okay, thank you.
You're welcome.
Hey, one more thing I want to mention, since we're getting Akron's agenda for their council meetings now. Just in reference to the proposed DP Energy lease over here on Shaw Road, off of Shaw. Let's see, that was moved. I know in the media it says it's off the table, and I guess technically that's correct. Ordinance authorizing Director of Public Service pertaining to that gas lease over there, it's referred back to the committee. So it's not technically on Akron's council agenda, but it's in committee, which would be the Planning and Economic Development Committee.
Yeah.
That's the most recent agenda we have from them.
So it's not a done deal?
It's not,
Is it ever? I mean, you know.
Yeah,
But that's how,
the way Horgan was talking in the press release, that the implication was that those folks are really going to get burned with tax levies and stuff to make up for the city's losses.
well,
That's their.
we didn't cost that, did we?
Yeah.
So, we're keeping an eye on it, I guess is the bottom line.
but yeah, they're under so much heat that I don't think they're gonna be doing it anytime soon.
Yeah.
They definitely got some major kickback.
But they are also going to limit input at future council meetings they weren't expecting that big a response, and they're gonna make sure we don't get it in the future.
Okay, all right, here's the resolution.
John, watch TV.
Given the choice.
Huh?
Given the
I
choice.
guess.
That's the one that died on the table.
All right, anything,
We'll talk about that later.
huh?
That's from that kid wants to be.
Oh, okay, good luck with that.
You wanna do that?
Huh?
You wanna do that? I thought maybe that's your campaign manager.
Hey, there you go.
I've done that. It works.
Yeah, I got a copy of that.
Oh, question, did you guys finally, did you write in response to, Schwimmer Watershed Partners presentation? Did the township then present a letter also to City of Akron, or no?
Well, before we did that, they got feedback that was kind of moot.
Okay,
If it moves again, we'll respond. If it
Yeah.
moves anywhere, we'll respond. We're keeping up with it. That's why I wanted to refer to that.
Okay, anything else? All right, I'll make a motion to adjourn.
Second.
John,
Yes?
PJ,
Yes.
Mike,
Yes.
I'm gonna call it 8 o'clock on the dot.
Hi, Emmerich.
Oh,
Just in time.
He was there.
I've been here,
he's been,
Yeah,
just quiet. How you doing?
good.
Good. I'll try to be with this kid then.
Did you have fun on Monday?
Oh yeah, it was fun. Actually, I slept at the shop.
Did you?
Yeah, and we had, I was at home and, laying in bed. I think I got in bed about 9:30, 11 o'clock. Ice started hitting the roof, and by 11:30 was really coming down, a lot of ice. So I took off to the shop, got there, and just sat there and waited. And I'm glad we didn't peel the snow off because the ice actually set up a crust on top, and we were able to get traction and clear that all off by morning. So we had it all gone, during that day. I think it was maybe an 8-hour day that day, 8 or 9 or something like that. So. But we didn't get the 12 inches as was anticipated, which I'm happy. But I tell you what, anytime I hear that ice, boy, it just, that's white knuckle driving, even in those big trucks, so.
Yeah. Well, that's why we didn't have the meeting on Monday. It was just, didn't know exactly what was gonna happen, but it wasn't worth the risk when we could just move it up 2 days, so.
Right. I tell you what, to be honest with you, the way that the radar looked and the weather looked, it looked like we were going to get slammed. It just never came to fruition. It just never happened. So I'll take that 3 inches anytime. So.
Okay, anybody or do I
We're
kick
good.
them out?
Tell them to go home. They can't stay here.
Yep.
Bye, guys.
So 6 wouldn't be, what do you do at 5 to 7?
There's some more coming in yet to do, I would imagine. Yeah, we're filling up.
Yeah, but I mean, that's kind of that's the number of people we were looking for, so that's good. At least we know we can have a,
And the 2 guys that said, hey, we should do something, they both are in, so. It's good for them. So.
Newfangled Gadget seems to work okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was all right.
Sound was good.
Yeah, I liked it. The sound was really good. It kind of, sometimes with the TV, John would sometimes get really loud and blasted.
Yeah. Yeah.
So this may have some kind of sound equalizer thing in it.
And they seem to be able to hear us just fine on the other end, so.
All those buttons like, the guy was showing me, but I just didn't retain any of it. But those buttons will work the camera, so like, so if somebody over there is talking, you can press a button and the camera will go and focus in on, so
Yeah, we
good luck with that.
Yeah, we don't have the money to hire a little kid to sit there and push the button.
I thought that was gonna be,
We gotta hire a
Can we
10-year-old.
just get the like, actual joystick and we'll put it on our,
We gotta hire a 10-year-old.
And Nancy, Bill came down and got flags the other day.
what?
Bill came down and got flags the other day. Bill Baloo,
Came
flag
down.
box.
Oh, yeah.
Oh,
yeah.
Yeah,
flags.
flags.
Thought you said you got in a fight. I'm
Oh,
like,
no.
a fight with who? Oh, good.
So we got
Okay.
that emptied out.
But we need to get that key back. He didn't give it back yet, did he?
Yeah, I need, that's my key.
Still in the key.
Yeah.
They found another spare lock and key inside the box.
Oh, that
Yeah,
was kind of
yeah.
smart.